into it. The 2026 NRL draw has been released. And quite frankly, for the Sharkies, well, I think it looks soft. Starts a little bit hard for us the first 4 weeks, but some nice runs and ends, certainly with some easy matches at the end of the season. We've got a nice spread of buys. Magic round is a home game. How do we feel about that, guys? The Sharks, again, taking the cash from the NRL and banking the couple of $100,000 that they get from the NRL for the home match, playing at Magic round. We've got 2 Fridays, 4 Saturdays, 4 Sundays, so we might have a few more primetime matches. The NRL commentaries on the draw so far, they've responded to last year's criticisms, is what they're out saying. Oh, we've listened to the fans. You know, we don't want as many turnarounds. Well, it seemed pretty obvious. They've used an AI system. Now, we know how much we love AI systems. Now, it's not that hard to use an AI system to develop the draw. You just type in your parameters into the system, and then it spits you out a whole bunch of options. So it sounds fancy. Not that hard. The NRL video, I guess it's okay. I don't love it that much. But again, the NRL video doesn't feature much Sharks because we know the NRL doesn't like the Sharks that much. Which matches do the fans want to see? What are the rivalries? Because they've called this out. The rivalries in the NRL, they've tried to dial those up a little bit more. Now, that sort of thinking typically favours the Sharks as we get rivalries against some of the weaker teams, including the Dargans, as the teams get to nominate the rivals that they want to play multiple times. And I just want to make sure that the NRL remembers that the Sharks, we've got a serious rivalry with the Gold Coast Titans, the Newcastle Knights, and the West Tigers. The NRL this time's tried to seed out the draw like it's the NFL. So, releasing a little bit here, a little bit there. I haven't quite done it as well as the NFL does it, but they're getting a little bit better. So overall in the draw, what do the Sharks need? We need 16 wins for a top 4 berth. 16 wins will get us into the top 4 every year since there has been 17 teams in the competitions. For the Sharks, I like it a lot. Let's go have a look at what we're looking at facing. All right, so in the first 12 rounds, the Sharkies, we start off with a home match against the Gold Coast Titans. Gold Coast Titans coach Josh Hannay, former Sharks assistant, revisits Shark Park. So the first 4 matches, I'd be happy with a 2-2 split on these. Should be able to get past the Titans and lead the competition after 1 round on for and against. Surely there's no way we can lose that match from here. Tricky match against the Panthers in Bathurst, Dolphins at Shark Park, and then the Raiders who will be looking for revenge on us. So I'd be happy with a 2-2 split on those first 4 matches. Maybe if we could get 3, that'd be looking really good. Then we go on to play the Warriors, our friends over the ditch or over the Bay of Water there. The Wars Up TV guys will be pumped up for that one. Then we've got the Roosters at a home match, which is being played at Perth. We've got the bye and then the Cowboys away. Then the next couple of matches, Shark Park for the Tigers. We're away to the South and then the Bulldogs. So leading into that origin period. So that Cowboys, Tigers, South, Bulldogs run, given that I think that the Bulldogs do not have the team to beat the Sharks, we are just too big for them in the forwards. I think even with the Roosters being weaker, we go 2-2, but we could easily take 5 of those remaining 6 matches. So that gives us 7 matches, 7 wins, maybe even 8 wins out of the first 10 matches. And as I said, we're working towards that 16 number. So if we get 8 wins out of the first 12, that's looking pretty good. On to the next. All right, so rounds 13 to 20 as we get into the origin period, we've got the home match against the Sea Eagles. We've got the Dargans again in a double home match, 2 weeks in a row. And then we're away to the Auckland Warriors or the New Zealand Warriors. Then we play the Roosters again. Because, yes, that'll be, 2 Roosters matches. Round 17 bye, then we get the Broncos and the Dolphins. So that's 2 away matches in Brisbane. So I'd imagine that the Sharkies will stay away for a week and go into camp with a return home match against the Knights. So, look, we could easily win Sea Eagles, Dragons. Warriors away might be tricky and Roosters. So if we take 3 of those top 4 ones there and maybe split the Broncos and the Dolphins again, then that gives us 5 on that page. So we're looking at 8 plus 5. So that's 13 wins so far. And then we go on to the next page. We've then got the Sea Eagles away, the Rabbitohs, the Dargans at Jubilee, Raiders at Shark Park. So hopefully we split them. Titans, Eels, and then we might be facing a blockbuster against the Melbourne Storm in the last match of the season for the minor premiership. Or we might be trying to jag a 4th spot and the Storm might be resting all their guys again. So certainly that shapes up pretty well for the Sharks in terms of looking at that. So, look, if we can take 6 of those last 7, 13 plus 6, gives us 19 wins, gives us a couple of 1 or 2 spare if we're targeting that 16 wins to make the top 4. So overall, what does that mean for us and the Sharkies? Well, firstly, let's look at the opponents that we play once or twice. So, and on this channel, I love tiers. So I've tiered the opponents that we play once and the ones that we played twice. So certainly the Broncos and the Storm, being the grand finalists from last season, they're going to be pretty tough to beat. But we only have to play them once. We get the Storm in the last round. The Panthers, we only have once. Sadly, we only have the Bulldogs once. I think we got the team to beat them. And then Cowboys, Tigers, Knights, and Eels, they've been our bunnies over the last few years. So it would have been nice to play them twice. But if you look at then the teams we do play twice on the other side, the Raiders are going to be out to get us. The Warriors don't scare me. The Dolphins are hopeless. The Roosters, not so good. And then we got the rivalry matches against the Seagulls and the Dragons. Sure enough, the Seagulls typically tend to beat us. And we've got the matches against the Titans and the Rabbitohs. So, look, having to only play the Broncos, Storm, and Panthers once, that certainly shapes it up as a good draw for us. So, of the teams that we play once, there's 16 matches in that. And 8 matches in the teams we play once and 16 matches in the teams we play twice. If we can win, 12 of the 16 matches against the teams we win twice and 5 of the ones we play once, then that gets us to 17 wins, which is, again, a top 4 spot. So overall, I think the strength of schedule is looking pretty good for the Sharks. Doesn't mean we can get the minor premiership. Wait till the end. What do you think? Let's keep going. All right, Sharks fans. All right, so what does it mean from a strength of draw? Because we know that the NRL loves to talk this out. And so this was reported on Zero Tackle. Fixture difficulty rankings based on past performance and top 8 teams. So the Sharks have got the lowest fixture difficulty rating of the entire league, sitting bottom. Yo, beauty. Now, of course, the Sharks, are probably likely to sit against bottom of the difficulty ratings because the Sharks, we don't have to play ourselves. And so by being at the bottom of the table, that's encouraging. But the Sharks can blow it from any sort of scenario. So certainly that's looking pretty good. But what does that compare to last year? Well, actually, last year it was rated that the Raiders had the worst strength of schedule and having to play, the easiest. Oh, goodness me, I've gotten that wrong. So the strength of schedule, the Raiders had the easiest strength of schedule based on the reports that came out last year. We know how they did. So if they were top of the easiest, and they got the minor premiership. Is that an omen? We love omens. So does that mean? Well, who knows? But last year, we also remember that our good mate Ricky Stewart, he was talking about the imbalanced nature of the draw and saying that it was playing up against his side. I don't necessarily agree with that, Ricky Stewart. I think, look, they've done their best. And if you're the top teams, there are certainly benefits with playing the top teams more times because it certainly gets you ready. So whether I think that matters or not, I think it matters a little bit. Here's what's encouraging for the Sharks, guys. Great draw. Looks good for us. The rest periods are good. We've got the Storm in the last round. That's what we want because that's the best time to play them because they frequently rest players and we may need to make the 8. How confident am I feeling for the top 4? Pretty damn confident, Sharks fans. How are you feeling about the draw, guys? What do you think? Sharks buying a premiership? Get your thoughts in the comments. We'll get a live reaction and probably do a live show with the boys in a week or 2 to see their thoughts and feelings on the draw. Get your reaction and catch up with all other Sharks news. In the meantime, I'm David Boldo and your host of the ET Standing. Do give us a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel and just finding us for the first time. During this season, we do regular Tuesday night shows. We've got what we call the debrief, which is right after full time. A whole bunch of other Shark stuff coming your way in 2026. Get involved in the Discord channel. Get involved with the Sharks in 2026, guys. Despite Ronaldo Mulatalo being injured, feeling pretty good about this season. Up, Cronulla.
For over 50 years, people have come to see the Sharks play. Talent, skill, speed, intelligence, elite-level athleticism. That's not these guys. Biased, one-eyed, opinionated, more often wrong than right. They make up for their complete lack of talent with pure dribble, gibberish, and enthusiasm. This is the ET Stand Podcast.